If you want the peaks and troughs of Overwatch 2, Ashe will certainly have you in your feelings. One moment you aren't missing a shot, bodying falls left and right. And then you whiff so hard that Mercy's out damaging you somehow. Well, if you're missing your shots, then you try to make up for it with your dynamite. And eventually you encounter the same issue. But B.O.B has your back, unless he... Oh. Where's he going? Well, I guess I'm trash. This is how you end up feeling when you've played enough Ashe. But once you get going, which we do in the end of this video, she is solid. Let's do a quick run through of her kit. This isn't a video about her kit specifically, we're talking about how it feels when you play Ashe. She's got a semi-automatic rifle, which is faster when not scoped in, but does more damage when it is scoped. Her shift pushes you back or up, and deals some damage up close while pushing enemies back too. Dynamite will do 20 to 50 depending on its blast radius, and it will burn for eventually 100 damage over time. And finally, you've got B.O.B McShiesty. This man has 1,000 health and does around 112 damage per second, and can push people in the air on deployment. Out of these, I main this hero for X amount of kills challenge. Ashe was one of the heroes that I had no comments on when playing. The challenge begun and I just kinda had some solid games. It was very easy to put damage out because if I miss my shot, then the nades do damage, and vice versa. I'd been playing a decent amount of Overwatch while I was recording this footage, so to be honest, I was kind of in a groove. And again, when I do these challenges, I only play quick play as to not upset anyone, but still, like I said, I had no comments when playing Ashe, but Soldier and Tracer I definitely did. However, with all this talking, boy, are there some skill issues when it comes to Ashe. Mechanical skill is the obvious one, aiming and just hitting your shots, but positional awareness is very key, especially in terms of line of sight but out of the way of danger. This is an important balance because you're not a close range damage dealer and you cannot really navigate the map particularly quickly. You can get to some high spots and so on, but you cannot sustain yourself like some other DPSs like Soldier or Tracer. Let me demonstrate really quickly what you can do to escape from being focused. In this clip here, I already have the high ground and, well, Thor dives me alongside Black Panther and I use my escape with the shift, but just for freaking Hawkeye to take me out. The whole squad pulled up. The Avengers are here. Right off the bat, and because my big shiny head had high ground. This isn't the only time I thought my shift could get me out of danger. I'm backing off point willy-nilly, about to get charged, so I shift, thinking that my momentum would probably and very likely get me out of harm's way, and I'm sure it was. But let's hope I just don't get frozen in place for a split second and then sucked 2 feet so I get hit by the charge. Oh, that's exactly what happens. I joke around, I gotta appreciate that Life Weaver, but damn, was I gonna be fine. At the end of the day though, that's my positioning problem there. The positioning thing though goes both ways. I strangely find myself a lost Cassidy here, and I so totally wouldn't have died if he just didn't miss any of his damn shots. And he ends up being a free kill. Look, I position badly sometimes, so do the enemies. So, what does it look like when your positioning is good? I don't really know because I'm Doc, but I've got some footage, I guess. It only took around 1,000 elims maining Ashe. So, here I am, at the back of the squad, just peppering away shots, chucking my abilities out left and right, and with all the chaos and fighting, we take the point back, baby. Shifting up in the air, throwing out B.O.B, doing it all, it felt great. Hitting the shots and just synergizing with the randos, it was wonderful. Even if you're not lighting up the scoreboard, it just feels great to be in a position where you're not getting harassed and you can feel like you're safely doing damage and being the DPS that your team wants. You can really hassle and pick off, throw out grenades when you're positioned well. This felt like a terrible fight, but in the end, everyone gets wiped out. The nades are huge and I'm not taking silly damage being out in the open. People are dying and it's great. One thing you have as Ashe when you are defending, there are very obvious areas where you can post up and just do damage safely. But you have to come prepared. If the enemies do, you're in trouble, fella. So you've been playing your game, not really being challenged by much, haven't had to get yourself out of bad situations yet, so it seems quite safe to push up and get aggressive. You know, you're feeling a bit risky, you're comfortable. So you do it, and all that confidence in not needing to escape and trusting your abilities ends up like this. I feel like I was putting out so much good damage here and no one dies. Look, we like to have fun in our games, and I don't want to be trying 100% to play perfect. I'm in quick play, playing a hero just so I know how it feels like if you were to main this person. We're just looking to get some good clips, and you know what, we do get some okay ones. We get ready for a last push, chuck in B.O.B through the corridor, he takes aggro, Zarya's at full beam, we're nading, shifting, shooting, cruising to a victory with the homies. Oh, it feels good to be Ashe when you're doing things okay. Also, being a semi-automatic rifle, we get some good flicks in there too. And alongside of this, we might be whipping left, whipping right. We get some good predictions as well, as this tracer finds out. Things can just feel so smooth in shots like this. I'm not even hitting everything here, but Ashe can just feel so like punchy with her damage. Like, she can feel super clean, man. This clip here really highlights the Ashe feels for me personally, and I think it might resonate with a lot of you that like to play Ashe. We start off with some good positioning, and it lets us pop shots from far away from the chaos, dealing damage and getting some kills. And we win the fight, but not everyone is dead. I go from feeling great, hitting the shots, using B.O.B, using the nade, to just non-stop whiffing on this Ana. Realistically, maybe somewhere in the back of my mind, I'm like, Multi, you main Ana. You don't want to kill this Ana, you've suffered yourself enough as Ana. But I do actually want to kill her, but I could just relate to leaving this straggling support behind to live on another day. Oh, and I spoke about line of sight earlier, but you don't really have to focus on that too much when you've got this dynamite in your back pocket. This thing can get around corners, so if the enemy are often hiding behind a certain object and peeking out, you bet your ass I can be sending dynamite their way just to tick some damage off. We haven't really spoken about our good friend B.O.B either. B.O.B is a simple man with a plan to run and light them fools up. Sometimes B.O.B goes where you intend him to go, and he does well. Sometimes he gets sent into the Shadow Realm because everyone just focuses him. And other times, he just runs through a doorway even though you was obviously aiming to the left of the doorway, but screw it, he sees a doorway, he goes through doorway. It's fine. But this man can get you hella space when using the right scenario, and opens up for pushes with your team. He also likes to knock people in the air, giving you a perfect chance to pop off their head too. Look, Ashe, she does a lot of things, but she doesn't do it all. However, I find it's not so challenging to do a lot of damage when you're playing as Ashe, especially because you can easily avoid the shields by throwing a dynamite above the shields, or you just straight up do so much damage over time with the nade and so much decent medium range scoped in damage that 9 times out of 10 you're going to be doing enough work for your team to be proud of you. If you stay back behind your team, you can put out a lot of decent damage without feeling very vulnerable. Yeah, if you get dove, you're probably going to be in a bit of a pickle, but that's not just an issue that only Ashe has. And to counter that, she does do a lot of decent damage. Also, you got to remember that B.O.B's a bit of a sweetheart too. I hope you've enjoyed this one, and I'll catch you in the next one.